In this lesson, I want to show you how to set up your buildings in two-point perspective, how to create windows and doors, how to make a car, how to make other roads coming in to the sides of the buildings. One thing is you probably want to have your building in a little ways from the sidewalk. Usually there's some sort of a walkway coming to a building. So if we're going to do that, we can create a door. Remember, this is a gigantic building, so you want doors to be pretty small. Anything on the right side of the building is going to go to the right vanishing point. Anything on the left side of the building is going to go to the left vanishing point. So maybe this is a double door, that type of thing. For windows, in a really tall skyscraper building, you're going to have sets of windows. So what I try to do is I try to draw them all together, like in a block. Again, right side goes to right vanishing point on the top and bottom. So remembering if something is below your horizon line, it's going to kind of angle up. As long as you're pointing at the vanishing point, you don't really have to think about that. It just kind of happens naturally. I drew this crooked, so I'm going to make sure we have the same spacing left and right. And then I'm going to figure out about how many windows I can fit across. So I think I can do 4. The reason I kind of pre-measured it is when your ruler is covering it, you can't really tell what your spacing is. So sometimes it's smart to just go in and hand draw really quickly. And then I'm going to make really tall windows. And I'm going to do a little bit of space in between the windows. If you end up doing a line right on the vanishing point, it's going straight across. So if you don't have other lines around it, it may look odd. What thing you want to do is try to not have a top of a building right on the horizon line. Try to avoid that line. Have it above or below. Right on for the top of the building is going to look a little odd. And then I would do the same thing with the double spacing on these little dividers that go vertical. And then you need to go in with a teeny tiny eraser and erase those intersections. And unfortunately, you probably don't have a small enough eraser to be able to erase just the inside, so you kind of have to do this, and then you have to go back in and put the corners back. So you don't have the crosses in the middle. And just go through and do that for each kind of block of the windows. Okay, so another thing I want to show you is how to extend like a front wing on the building. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw what we call the footprint. It's where that wing is going to extend out from the building. So I'm going to have it come in a little narrower than the front of the building itself. I'm drawing this lightly because some of this is actually going to get erased later. And I'm going to make it come down below the horizon line, a little further down than I just drew, so that I will be able to see the top of this wing. of the building. And it is on the right side of the building, so it's going to go to the right vanishing point. So this is your footprint. Now we have to figure out how far this wing is going to extend out. So it's coming out the right side, but this is where you're going to cross it over. So you're going to extend it out from the left vanishing point. It's going to pop out this way. So I just line that ruler up with the left vanishing point and draw it out as far as I want it to extend. You can do the same thing from here. Just rotate it up, extend it out. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to go straight up and down, make sure it's lined up correctly. And what this is going to show you is how far out that line needs to go. So I did it a little too short. Line it back up with that left vanishing point and just extend it out so the corners meet. And then I'm going to do the same thing from this side. From the left vanishing point, extend out. When I want to know how long that is, I'm going to now switch to the right vanishing point. Come from this bottom corner that I already drew.
Will the following teachers please report to the Pepsi room? Mr. Halbert, Mr. Bombard, Mrs. Gonzalez, Mrs. Marquez, Mrs. Stanley, Mr. Allenberg, and Mr. Toy. Please report to the Pepsi room.
Straight up and down. And now I need to know where this is going to intersect. So again, I come from the left vanishing point. And from this little corner right here. There. So this just has to extend up a little further. There. And then this line is on the right side of it, so it's going to go to the right vanishing point. It's on the right front. And you can see that the front of this little extension is really close to my horizon line, so you don't see a whole lot of the top of it. Now I have to go in and erase the parts that you wouldn't see, because this is not a clear building. This is not made of glass. It's solid. So again, that is why you really need to make sure you're drawing everything very lightly so you can erase. Then you can darken in. Okay, so we have a wing on the front building. I'm going to give it a door. Maybe this is a garage door. Straight up and down here. These clear rulers are really nice because as I'm trying to draw a line here, I can peek through and I can take this little edge of the ruler and I can make sure this is lined up straight. And now I'm going to put some little lines on this door. It's like a roll-up door. And it's on the front right face of the building, so it's going to the right vanishing point. The only time it crosses over and goes to the opposite vanishing point is when it's a top of a building below the horizon line, or the, well, you don't see the bottom of a building, but if it was the bottom of a floating building, that would also cross over to the opposite vanishing point. Or when it extends out from a previous building, that was where it crossed over. If you want to create a road I would like you to kind of divide your block up a little bit between your buildings. So all I did to create that is I had it come out from this left vanishing point over here because it's aiming towards the left right there. So if I wanted to create one here, I'd come from the right vanishing point because it's over on the left side. Extend it out. Goes behind a building, so I can stop it right there. Extend it out here. And then do some erasing. The sidewalk, of course, would not go across the street. And then I'm just dropping that line straight down there. Dropping this line straight down here. And then I need the little thickness of the curb.